Good afternoon, Minister, fellow higher education representatives, colleagues and friends. Let me start with a few facts about TAFE SA and our place in this state's higher education fraternity. These facts demonstrate we are not merely a bystander in efforts to provide higher education to support South Australia, its people and its economic objectives, nor are we a bystander in discussions about higher education's future in this state. Fact, TAFE SA has about 80,000 students per year. That's around as many as Flinders, Adelaide and Uni SA combined. Fact, almost 90% of our students successfully find work or pursue further study, 90%. Fact, many of our students pursue pathways to university through more than 600 articulation agreements, dual offers and international packaged courses. Together, these facts indicate the scope and scale of TAFE SA's very significant role in providing skills for jobs and higher education conduits for South Australians. And yet, of the $3 billion of Commonwealth Vet fee help funding, which supports diploma and above students that take those pathways to university, private providers received $2.5 billion. And I don't have to tell you about the rorts involving some of that money. While TAFE nationally received just $500 million and TAFE SA received just $12.5 million. And now the federal government is freezing this year's loan levels to those of 2015, so there isn't support for more students to choose high-quality providers like TAFE SA. On the other hand, Labor's suggestion of an $8,000 cap, that's per student per year, would have serious repercussions for the students who might want to choose our particular type of training. For example, under that $8,000 cap, a student would be out of pocket by around $30,000 if they wanted to do our advanced diploma of oral health, dental hygiene. We have seen significant increases in the higher education and school sector's funding over the last few years. The very well respected Mitchell Institute policy paper released just in March of this year shows that in the 10-year period to 2013-14, there was in fact a 42% increase in higher education expenditure to $23.5 billion, a 25% increase in school expenditure to $41.4 billion, but only a 5% increase in vet expenditure, vocational and education training to $6.3 billion. This failure to review and address those lopsided funding allocations and arrangements will affect the connected tertiary pathways we have worked so hard to develop and promote in this state. And furthermore, they will affect the future outcome of our society. That's going to deny a lot of South Australians a realistic chance of pursuing vet pathways to university, which we know, because we've achieved it, deliver very good job outcomes. For those of you who don't know, TAFE SA is also a registered higher education provider. We've been working with the universities to expand our associate degrees in engineering to a suite of 5 courses that deliver a 2+2 pathways to professional engineering degrees at all 3 state universities. There are options outlined in the Minister's discussion paper released on budget night that go some way to addressing the equity of policy settings and funding arrangements related to higher education delivery in non-university higher education providers. For example, removing the discrepancy in the application of loan fees across HECS help, fee help, vet fee help, student loans is long overdue. We might say, God help us. Also expanding the demand-driven Commonwealth Grant Scheme subsidies for bachelor degrees to non-university higher education providers is in fact good news. Expanding the demand-driven places to associate degrees at universities is also attractive, but why aren't these places also available for high-quality higher education providers like TAFE SA? We believe it is only fair that students who choose to undertake our TAFE SA associate degree and then the university degree 2+2 pathway should have access to subsidised funding and equitable student loans terms for both components of their programs. TAFE SA wants to be in the best position to provide access, equity and quality training outcomes which deliver jobs for South Australians and so grow our society. The federal government, irrespective of who wins the election, has a major role, and I say major responsibility, in ensuring we can actually achieve this. Thank you.